Hello. Good morning, everybody. This is Vincent with Listings to Leads. Let me know if you can hear me and see my screen, and we'll get started here in just a couple minutes. Wait for the top of the hour. I see a bunch of people on the call. Happy Monday, and let me know if you're new with us. This is our onboarding call. We'll get started in just a minute. If you're new with us, how long have you been with us? There's a little comments panel there, I think on the, well, I'm not sure where you see it on your side. Oh, hello, Melissa. Oh, hello, Josh. Welcome, 2 weeks. Josh, how did you find us? Was it a Google search? Is it a coach or your office? We'll give it just another minute or so. Oh, Coldwell Banker. Yep. We have you're not with Coldwell Banker Schmidt, are you? We have a huge, thousands of agents with Coldwell Banker Schmidt. But we've got others as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, just so we're waiting. Josh, we started with Coldwell Banker Schmidt, I think 10 years ago in Michigan, and they expanded into Ohio and Florida and even the Caribbean, and we've been growing alongside with them. So welcome. Glad you're getting involved here. So let's get started, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and this is our onboarding call, okay? And there are a lot of things to Listings to Leads, right? Well, what we're doing here is we're a real estate advertising platform. We create, we help agents get buyers. We help agents get sellers. Let's see here. And we help them with social media. And we do that in a number of ways, you know, kind of free social media posts. We have ad software from Facebook and Google and Instagram. We do have things like single property websites and virtual tours, and we have this really great social media content area. We even have our own email tools to help you engage leads. And we even have print. So, you know, when you're looking at what we're doing, it's really free social media, paid social media, print tools, and email tools, all with call to action. So you're from a number of different, I think everybody can hear me, but Melissa can't hear me. Hold on here. Check. Let's see. Yeah, Melissa. Check your computer. So there's a lot to the system. On the right-hand side, you'll see that we have our own email follow-up. We also have AI text follow-up, which is really an important tool that we added, I think it was a year ago. And this, if you're focused on our Facebook ads, these leads come with name, email, and phone number. And honestly, texting them is a really great way to get the conversation going. We have our own AI text software that's going to help you convert those. It's actually converting 14% of our leads with phone numbers to phone calls. Okay, so there's a lot on this page. We'll get into the system. There's a lot in the platform, but I want to kind of give you the things. I think there's about 3 or 4 things that I want you all to know now before we dive into this, so that you can, these are the things you want to focus on. These are the things that are helping agents right now get business, okay? One of them is Facebook ads, okay? That's always been huge. It's very important here, the way that we have our software configured. It's awesome. Number 2 is expireds. Expired listings is right now the fastest way to get listings and also the cheapest way. And I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you can see my screen. Well, I hope you can see my screen. We have a really awesome pamphlet that you can order. This is our listing presentation, and it's designed, if you can see here, for expireds. And so the thing is, for people who wanted to sell their home and couldn't sell it, those people want to sell their home. So if you look here at this page I'm looking at, you will see that we are doing a challenge. Actually, Scott's doing right now 2 workshops every day, 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 days a week. And if you want more listings, you need to figure out how our expired marketing system is going to be part of your business. It's just very important. So you can join that there. This is our mastermind group here, and you definitely all want to get in there. And then we have our own YouTube channel. So right now, this call that we're doing is live, but it's also being recorded. So everything is on our YouTube channel, and you definitely want to spend some time there. Okay. So let me finish the 4 things that we need to think of: Facebook ads, expired listings, open house marketing, and also our listing presentation. Okay. Those are the things. So let me go in. I've got a few tabs open. I'm going to show you. This is one of the kind of tools that are designed for open house marketing. Okay. We actually auto post your listings to your social media, and we put this behind the free social media post. As you can see, there's kind of a ticking time bomb thing there. If somebody clicks on continue with Facebook, we grab their name and email and we deliver it to you. Okay. We also have a nearby homeowner letter, and this has always been one of our top tools for more listings. It's a piece of paper. Okay. So when you have an open house, you print out 50 of these, you print out 100 of these, and you door knock the neighborhood to tell them you've got an open house. Now, the same piece of paper can actually get them a free home value, and we point them to a landing page that we automatically generated for you. So if you are holding open houses, we are going to definitely tell you to run an ad, and that's going to let a few thousand people know that you've got an open house, and you're going to capture some leads from that ad. But when you take this to the neighborhood, well, now the homeowners who are thinking of selling can, 1, either get their home value from this piece of paper, or 2, join you at the open house. And there's some other tools that we have that are going to make you look awesome. And that's really what you want to be doing, right? So we've even got a really cool online feedback form. And as people are walking through, you say, hey, we'd really like your feedback. When you're done, give us your email address. We're going to send you a mobile optimized website, right? So that's a little bit about open house marketing. And this here is our listing presentation. And I mentioned earlier that the listing presentation is very important. It actually is important for a few different reasons. Okay. If you capture a seller lead, Brenda has a question. Is the expired challenge open to everybody? Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. And I'll show you where to access it. It's free. We're just helping. It's kind of a workshop, right? It's a workshop to help everybody understand what's going on. This here is actually part of that listing, a part of that expired. So what I was saying about expireds is, or the listing presentation, is that this is an electronic version of it. This here in my hand is a print version of it. Okay, same thing. But this one that we're looking at online is for one homeowner. And it actually says prepared for the homeowner at their address. And that's a picture of their home. Okay. And this can be auto-generated by you in your account. Okay. And you should be able to walk through this and say, hey, this is what I do when I'm selling your home, right? I have paid advertising for Facebook and Instagram, social media marketing, YouTube marketing, print tools, nearby homeowner letter, right? I've been kind of telling you this. We're not talking about listings to leads here, though. We're talking about what you bring to the table when you have a listing. Virtual tours, single property websites, and then the QR code. This page right here is honestly what's closing the deal. When the agents stop right here and say, hey, while we're here at the kitchen table, why don't you take out your smartphone, homeowner, and snap that QR code, and then their home pops up on it. This just makes you look like a marketing powerhouse, okay? And this whole thing kind of is just working for agents every day of the week. You can go through it, you can go to the end. It's giving examples, and they can even see your reviews, or they can download some reports here that we have branded to you on every page. So the colors that you're looking at, the logo, that all is kind of set up on the wizard. So that's all going to look like you. Okay. So that's the listing presentation. And what I'm trying to say is you can use it for FSBOs. You can use it for cancels. You could use it for a straight listing lead. Maybe you ran a sold ad and you got a listing lead and you're going to meet them. But what everybody is going crazy about right now is the expired marketing, because it is literally capturing more listings than anything else we've seen all year long. So let's go into the system here. I want to point out this page. When you log into your account, there's a marketing calendar tab right up here. There are activities 5 days a week, right? Mondays are for marketing a listing. Tuesdays are for marketing sold listings or pending to get seller leads. And then Wednesday, it's back and forth seller buyer for PDF guides. So everybody has 80 PDF guides. We'll be looking in more detail here. And here, this is kind of like niche marketing, leveraging our landing pages. You get a lot of landing pages. And, you know, if you have time and you don't have a lot of business, you should really be working through this calendar, because it's going to put a lot of tools out there. But the reason I want to bring you to this tab is this page right here that says resources. Here's our YouTube channel. Here's our Facebook group. I'm sorry, our Instagram group and our Facebook mastermind. And then down here, you can sign up for live classes. Okay. So let's go over here to YouTube. And I want to point out something here, right? Which is I've mentioned expireds a few times today and our listing presentation. So I want to scroll down and let me see if I can give this to everybody right now. You should have this page, okay? It should be blinking in the little StreamYard thing. You see this lady right here? This is Terry Ann. She used our listing presentation. She actually signed up as a new client, and we had a call that day. And I said, hey, do you have any listing presentations coming up? And she said, yeah. So we created that unique listing presentation, just like I showed you here, for her listing. The very following day, she goes out, shows it to him, and closes it. You should listen to her call, because she said, I didn't even have time to ask them to sign a contract. They asked her, how do I sign up? Okay. That listing presentation is awesome. This young lady here, JJ, you want to watch this if you're interested in listings and using our expired. JJ has been out of high school for 3 years and has been a realtor for just over 1. And in 6 weeks has 4 listings from our expired marketing. This is a quick 10, almost 11-minute video. If you want more listings, I highly suggest you watch that. Also, if you keep scrolling down, you're going to see this story about expireds. And that's with John Summers. Another agent. Again, this guy's only been a realtor, I think, for 14 or 15 months. And he is picking up listings with this print version of the expired marketing and just going to town. Actually, what's really great about that call there, which is only 12 minutes, is he starts his kind of, action with a phone call. And he has a very simple phone call, not too salesy. And it's working. It's, he's had like 2 conversations. The first conversation, he just went by, has an hour-long conversation and has a listing, right? From calling 5 people. The listing presentation is super, super valuable, right? So get involved on this page. If you want more listings, watch that. And then here is our mastermind group, okay? And I showed you that you can get in the mastermind group over here on marketing calendar and resources, right? So you get right there. And this right on top, here you can sign up for the challenge. Richie is asking, is anybody getting vocal feedback? A lot of extra voice feedback. I'm not really hearing anything, so I'm not sure if I can help you. Over here, this page is where you can order books like these and also get the cover letter, which is actually a really important part of converting these people. So right here, there's a couple panels, and that's going to help you. Yeah, Richie, that sounds like you might be having a local problem there, because everybody's saying no, they're kind of hearing it. I do want to scroll down here. This is the list. This is our mastermind group. Okay. And there is a lot of stuff here regarding the listing presentation and expired marketing. Okay. So get involved, see what other agents are doing. I think that's going to help you learn as well. And you really should be checking out our listing presentation. I would say, 15, 20 minutes every week. I'm not the listing, but the mastermind group. Sorry. So let's talk about how we set up our account. If you're new, good, Richie. If you're new, let's talk about how we set up the account. Okay. And if you're not even a client yet, this is going to involve you. This is how you're going to set up. So when you go to our website, if you're not a client, basic agent pricing is $95 a month. You can keep 10 listings in there. If you're going to start going after a lot of listings, you might want the agent dominator because you can have up to 50 listings in there. And if you need a team account or an office account, my contact information is right here and I can set that up for you, right? Just email me. But when you start a trial, it's going to ask for your name and email, and then it's going to ask for a credit card number. We hold that for 2 weeks. Every account we have, whether it's an agent account or a broker account, it's always month to month. And so when you log in, it's then going to say, okay, let's see if I can get there here. Once you put in your name and your credit card, it's going to drop you on this wizard. And it's going to say, put your picture in there. And if you need anything here, like your phone number or this license stuff, add it. Then it's going to say, what's your logo from your office? We have the palettes for a number of national brands here, so you can add that there. But if you're on a custom, independent shop, you can change your colors right there. Again, if you need these fields filled in, fill them out. If you don't, just click next. Here's where it gets important. Okay. Melissa is asking, if you're in a broker account, then often the broker pays for it with it's like super reduced, discounted. But if you're at an agent level, well, then you're paying for it, right? So yeah, that's kind of the answer. Here, this says social media auto posting, and this allows us to auto post your listings at every status, just listed, open house, pending, and sold. And also some landing pages, like what is your home worth, down payment assistance, and new construction. So you click here, and usually the Facebook one kind of scares everybody because you're going to click it and it's going to open up Facebook and say continue as you, which is your name. And agents are like, no, I don't want it on my personal page, but actually it's only going to post to your business page. So that's kind of how you do that, right? You click through there. Then you click and connect to Instagram, LinkedIn, X, Google Business. And if you have a YouTube channel, if you have Gmail, you actually do have a YouTube channel. You probably never turned it on. So the nice thing about that is we create virtual tours and we auto post to YouTube. We post it by default to our system or our channel, but you can have your own channel and have your own virtual tours go there. So this is the auto posting section. The next page is connect to Facebook for your ads. Okay. And you'll again connect, you'll say is this you, and then it'll connect to your business page for Facebook. So whenever you're running an ad, it's sponsored by your business page and it's charging your credit card on your business page. Okay. We'll go look on how to run an ad in a couple minutes. Here, this is the social media content. I kind of mentioned this earlier. You can connect Facebook, you can connect Instagram, X, and Google Business. Now, I want to tell you, we have a lot of feedback that Instagram accounts are growing because this content, it's light, it's really beautiful photography, and it's the kind of thing for social media, right? And Instagram is all kind of photo based, so people like it, they're interacting with it. You can just, use that. If you have Google Business, this content, because of its frequency, is giving SEO to Google Business. And we have clients getting to page 1 on any local real estate search. So you're not even paying for ads or anything like this. It's just the constant refresh of content is getting SEO power. So you tell us how many days a week you want. Usually it's 2 or 3 days during the week and then both days on the weekend. And underneath every one of these, if you click the eyeball, you're going to see all kinds of articles. So there are multiple articles And you kind of want to pick a few sections from this top one here, which is home design, one or two here from quotes like success or motivation, outdoor living stuff, pick one or two of those, maintenance, one or two. There's multiple articles under all of these. Choose American holidays, and then there's some meme stuff. And this is very important. It's always default. I mentioned the PDF guides. We'll look at those in a minute. But we will auto post your PDF guides to your social media accounts for you. We'll have some text, we'll have a big graphic, and we'll have a landing page behind it so people can download it for free as long as they give you their contact information. So this is kind of a set and forget area. Definitely take advantage of that. And here, this is where we ask, what's the email that you're using inside of your MLS? That way we can start sweeping your listings in automatically. So if you kind of follow what we were just doing, we have your headshot, we have your logo, we've connected your social media accounts. Now we're going to pull in your listings and auto post them branded to you to your socials. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get some marketing tools, things like that. I'm going to take that out so we don't mess anything up. And then here you can connect your CRM. We have APIs for many of the top CRM companies out there. We also have our own drip campaign, and our drip campaign is actually a lot more powerful than all of these here. Like definitely more powerful than like 90, 95% of these. Our drip campaigns get in the inbox, they get opened, and they actually have value. They're not just a big reading exercise. You can actually, get valuable information from them, and that's why they're so useful. Here, you can import your reviews from Zillow and Google and Testimonial Tree, and then you're all done, right? That's the setup, all right? Now you're able to kind of do all kinds of things. So any questions on that setup thing there, because now you kind of know the top things that you want to be thinking of, which is our listing presentation, ads, expired marketing, and open house. There's a lot more to our system than what I just listed off there, okay? But I want you to start there because those are the things that are making money for agents right now. They are working right now. Later on, you can dive in and go, oh, you know what? There's this client review website, right? It's really great because now that we swept in your reviews, there's a site that just showcases your reviews. And guess what? It actually captures leads too. So when you have this, you want to share it, tag your client. It's got all your reviews. It's got our listing presentation. They can download it for free, right? They just got to give you some information. The landing pages are here. The PDF guides I mentioned, they can download them for free. They just got to answer a few questions, right? And give you your contact information. So that's sitting there. You should be sharing that out on social media, tagging your client and thanking them for the review because there's a lot of lead capture here, right? There's also another cool tool. I'm just going to mention it. We don't talk about it too often here, but I just launched an office about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was an independent boutique shop. So they didn't really have the greatest technology, and they actually had a really sad website. So we went over here to listings, we went to more tools, and I said, you know what? We actually have this. This looks a lot like the client review website. It's same kind of architecture, but it's a little more like the reviews are here, but it's kind of listing forward. You can even snap in an IDX from your MLS. If you have a plugin from your MLS, you can snap it in, but you see the same kind of tools. Again, we're here to help people capture leads. So this is already designed and waiting for you. If you don't have your own website, go to listings, go to more tools, and it's right there. Here is where our listing presentation is. And I mentioned this earlier. We do have it in print. We also have it in Flipbook. And this is a more generic one, right? So when we were talking about reaching out to FSBOs or listing leads or to expireds, we often talk about creating a unique one for that home, right? But this one is a generic one it's ready for you as soon as you sign up, right? And it's the same presentation. So you kind of want to have these handy and definitely at least get familiar with it because you want to know what we are doing for you, right? So let's look at listings, and I'm going to kind of to finish this whole listing presentation story, let's say that you found it expired, right? Let's say that you pull the strategy that JJ over here is doing, right? Which is she's just finding expireds in her MLS and calling them. And then she goes over to our system and she clicks this button to add a listing, and she manually adds a listing on the expired that she just called. But she puts a listing status as listing presentation, okay? And then she puts a homeowner's name, beautiful home in that town, address, adds one photo, that's it. And at that point, she calls them a few times, and then she texts them a couple times, and on the last text, she sends them the link, but it's the unique one for their home. So when they open it up in their phone, they're looking at their home on their phone through this, okay? And that's how that young lady has 4 listings in 6 weeks. So let me close some of these because I'm just getting lost here. Yeah, so that's how you can add that there, right? You go to listings, you click add, and you manually do. I want to point out also, you see this graph? So I was mentioning earlier that one of the top tools is actually open house marketing. And if you go look on our YouTube channel and type in the word open house, you will see that we have had interviews with agents and brokers a lot of the summer, most of the summer, because our clients are hosting 2 to 4 open houses every week. And the reason why they're doing that is it's creating so much business for them. And I want to say this because I talk to agents, as you can imagine, 5 days a week, right? And I still hear from plenty of seasoned agents, oh, I don't really do open houses. I don't like open houses, right? And so what we're not talking about when we say host an open house is to drop a date in the MLS and wait for things to happen. That's not what we're saying at all, right? If you want to do open houses, which you should, email me at my email address and ask me for the open house. And I'll send you my open house email and my expired email and how to run an ad on Facebook, right? Because those are a great way. Our open house marketing is a great way to get more listings. Let's see, what's fix this tab. I'm gonna close this. Yeah. So if I drop in the zip code and the MLS ID right here and deselect this so we don't make a YouTube video for you, that will pull in a listing. So what you should all be doing, if you have a bunch of listings, hold open houses. If you don't have a bunch of listings, go to your broker and say, hey, are there any listings that I can host an open house for this weekend, right? You borrow a listing from an agent and then you pull it in and all of these tools are set up for you, okay? And this one, I actually have an open house here, so let's kind of go look at it. So you remember when we did the setup wizard and we connected social media? What that means is we're gonna auto post to your social media, right? And it's going to look like that. And when people click on it, they're going to land on this. And as you can imagine, if they click continue with Facebook, it's going to grab their name and email, right? And deliver that to you. Now, we would also highly suggest that you click this button here and run an ad on Facebook. And since in the wizard, we connected your Facebook business page, it's going to be sponsored by your business page right here. And if you have, we really recommend a minimum $50 budget. It's a 7-day ad. You know, by default, it's 7 days, but make sure if you're having an open house on Saturday that you're ending it on, oh, that's too far ahead, that you're ending it on Saturday, right? You don't need it to run past and change that to 4 if it's ending at 4 o'clock like that and there. So that would end at 4 o'clock on Saturday, right? I will say this. On our training calendar, Scott does an open house call. So if you go up here to the magnifying glass and type in open house, you will see all of the things to do when you're holding an open house. And you definitely want to be doing that. Now, there is a nearby homeowner letter. I mentioned that earlier. And there are 3 versions. This is really one of the number one ways of why you want to hold an open house, because you're letting the neighbors know in the neighborhood, I'm holding an open house. And if you're thinking of selling, on that piece of paper is a way to get your home value, or you can just come over and see this. And that's really the point. You see that date is right there, that time and date of the open house. So here's the thing that I want you to think about with listings to leads. We've been doing this for 16 years. Okay. We exist because we've been helping clients capture leads for 16 years. And it's great. People hear about us, they join us, they run some ads, they send some emails, they do some things, and they capture more leads than they've ever seen before by any other company. But then it gets to this next point, which is you got to convert a lead, right? And that can take you, I don't know, 2 weeks, 2 months, or maybe even 2 years. And that's no fun. And that's the disappointing part for most realtors. That is why expired marketing and open house marketing is so different, because you're literally meeting homeowners who are thinking about selling. And once you get that listing, you can run a Facebook ad and you're going to let all kinds of people know that, hey, I've got an open house or I'm selling a home. If you need more listings, you want to be hosting open houses, like 2 a week, and using our expired marketing system. And I'll tell you, this young lady here, JJ, I was mentioning earlier, like we did this call 3 weeks ago. You can watch it. It's like 11 minutes long. She is targeting to have 20 listings by April, right? And I guarantee you, if she does that, she's not going to quit there. And she's going to be in like the top quartile of all realtors. And that girl hasn't been out of high school for 3 years. I highly recommend you all look at our expired challenge, get in it, leverage it, and have that be a real part of your business. Also use our open house marketing, right? Because again, you're letting the neighbors know that you've got an open house. You've got the open house sign-in form. That's all cool. Put it on your laptop. Another great thing about open house marketing, most homes that they're furnished, they have a smart TV, right? And I highly recommend that all of you come to this page, get over here to this 100 plus marketing plan, and download it and put it on your YouTube channel. It's already on YouTube. So if you don't have your own YouTube channel, go home, open up your own smart TV, open up your YouTube app, and go play this. An open house, you're going to play this at the open house. So I've been talking about that flipbook version of our online presentation. I've shown you the print version of our online presentation. This is a 5-minute commercial version of this. So if you have printed out 50 or 100 nearby homeowner letters and given them to the neighbors, which neighbors do you think are going to come through the open house? Either people that are thinking of buying or people that are thinking of selling. And if it's people that are thinking of selling and they see this on like some 60 or 80-inch TV saying, this is how I sell homes, it's going to start a conversation for you with homeowners. It's telling people what you do. It doesn't mention listings to leads. It just, this is what I do when I'm selling a home. It doesn't say we do all this stuff for you automatically, right? It just really points out that you're way above and beyond dropping in a listing in the MLS and waiting for things to happen. Okay. So get familiar with how to put this on your own TV and then play it at open houses. Okay. Because you've got the nearby homeowner letter out there. You're letting people come in, right, that own houses. Now, I mentioned the PDF guides earlier. Let's talk about them now because they're actually very relevant when it comes to open houses. So each of you have 80 PDF guides, right? So if you don't even have a listing, you have lots of marketing tools out there. And, you know, tired of being a landlord, right? First time home buyer guide. There's different things for buyers and for sellers. Either way, click marketing tools and you're going to see that, yes, you can run an ad on Facebook. Yes, you can run an ad on Google. You might remember when we did the setup wizard that we're already going to auto post automatically to your social media accounts, right? There is an e-flyer for your database. When you see this language, e-flyer for your database, hit the copy button and copy it. And this, all of this gets copied, right? And that link and that photo are going to drive people to a landing page to download that report for free. Yes, they got to give you their contact information. That link there gets a free home value. That's the client reviews page. And we saw that earlier. So this has a lot of call to actions that you can blast out through your own CRM. But the reason I wanted to show you this is this page right here. It says print flyers. So you remember when I was saying host open houses and take the nearby homeowner letter and invite all the neighbors? Well, when the homeowners come through, I don't know why this keeps doing this. Sorry. You want to print out 6 different PDF guide flyers, just like this. And then you want to go to Office Depot or something like that and get the little tabletop stand, and have one of these in the laundry room. Have a different one in the bedroom, and a different one in the master bedroom, a different one in the living room, so on and so forth. So that when those homeowners are walking through, and home buyers, they see you, right? They see you branded throughout the house. If they want to download this guide, they can. And all they got to do is give you their contact information. Okay. So the whole point of an open house is, yes, of course, you got to sell it. That's what the Facebook ad's for. It's going to get you leads, and name, email, and phone number. And it's also to engage the nearby homeowners with that nearby homeowner letter, get them in, and then have some tools that are going to brand you, market you, and the skills that you bring to selling a home. Okay. Any questions so far about open house marketing and expired marketing? And I'll answer some here, but I will say that if you click here on this magnifying glass, you will see that Scott does an open house call every couple of weeks, and they're really solid. Yeah, let's see. So no questions so far. Let's go over and let's talk about ads. Okay, so you know that in the setup, we connected your Facebook ad account. And so that's really where people do a lot of work. They like ads. I'm going to show you why in just a moment. You can run different kinds of ads, right? If I click create a Facebook ad, you can create a listing ad. You can create a landing page ad. We have lots of landing pages. What is your home worth, and new construction, and down payer assistance. You can create unlimited. You can create all kinds of landing pages. All those PDF guides, you can run an ad to get the PDF guides out, right? People can download them for free as long as they give you their contact info. The cheapest leads, though, for getting buyer leads is to run an ad on a home that's either for sale or open house. So let's do an open house real quick. And here's the key. You see those words there, lead ads? This is what you want to do. What a lead ad means is that every lead comes with a name, email, and phone number. Okay. And I don't know if you guys have run ads before on Facebook. There's a lot of options inside of Facebook, and many of those options are not designed to get you name, email, and phone number. That's the problem with Facebook, right? I mean, they do different functions. Our clients come to us because they want contacts. They want leads that of people who want to buy and sell homes. And that's why when you click whatever you click, if you use lead forms, lead ads, you're always going to get name, email, and phone number with every lead. Okay. So here I chose an open house. It's in Danville. So it's going to auto say it's in Danville, 15-mile radius. It's always a 35 budget. We would definitely say change that to 50. If you got a very, kind of awesome house, change it to 75 or even $100. 7-day ad, I showed you can change the ad date there. I'm going to click this button here, advanced options. Julia, hold that thought for just a minute. Advanced options. And the reason why I want to show you this, it says create new form. Okay. And when somebody clicks on the ad, they're going to see these questions. What's your time frame to buy? And would you like a free guide? And they can answer those. And then the next page says, would you like this information? Right. Would you like that open house information? And you see these fields, full name, email, and phone number, they're blank here because we're just talking, right? It's not a live ad. But when a consumer clicks on it, those fields are already populated automatically from their profile. So nobody is typing anything in, okay? And where it says next, it's actually going to say submit my info. So we're not like scamming this out of the back of the internet. They're literally looking at their information and saying, submit it to you so I can have that answer. This is why our clients love this software here, because getting, name, email, and phone number, Well, now you know you got in this TCPA language, and then go check out the information, go get the answer that you want. I do want to point out that we've been adding some other form questions. So we always want full name, email, and phone number, but you might say, hey, I don't want the time frame to buy. I want something that was added more down here, right? What's the absolute maximum monthly payment you'll be able to make, right? These are more direct questions, and they're going to help you in your conversation when you start talking about converting, right? There's a lot of new questions. So test these out and see what's working better for you, what those converting conversations are about. Okay. So let me say something about running the ad on Facebook, because now you know that there's name, email, and phone number, right? And I can tell you, we have literally, I think, a couple hundred tools that capture leads for you. Nothing gets a name, email, and phone number like a Facebook ad, because it's just there. People are comfortable with Facebook. They're like, yes, I want that info. Here's my info, right? And you might think, because they'll be looking at that and they'll click it, and you're going to have that email with their name, email, and phone number in like a few seconds. And you might think, if I call those people right now, they're going to take my call. And you would be disappointed, because the response is going to be something more like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's because they don't know you. Okay. And I'm sure you know, there are scams all over the place. I get scam email every day. I get scam texts every day. I had to block something today. Spam phone calls, that's been going on forever, right? So if they don't know you, what makes you think they want to talk to you? They don't. You probably all experience that. So if you text them with very simple questions, don't write a big paragraph. That's a good way to just warm them up. Send them 3, 4, 5 texts, right? Hey, I see you're looking at this home in Danville. Do you live here? Are you moving here? Right? One question, right? They answer, they don't answer. Hey, that's in this school district. Are you thinking about that? Right? Are you thinking about kids? Right? Wait, answer, no answer. Well, this is this is 500 grand. Does that work for you? Right? Simple probing questions to get them going. Now, over here on the leads tab, and I can't take us there because then that messes up the video. There is AI text follow-up. Okay. So if you're new to us, I would always, we would suggest you are each running 2 ads a week, right? Especially if you're hosting 2 open houses every week, which we definitely think you should be doing. You should run an ad on each of those, right? So that would be 2 ads a week. And if you're spending, let's just say $50, you're going to get 15 leads, right? Maybe 12, 15, something right around there. And if you got to text them all like 5 or 10 times each, you can handle that on your first 2 or 3 or 4 ads. But when you start doing that month after month, you're going to get overwhelmed. And that's when you go turn on the lead AI stuff. And that's converting 14% of your leads with phone numbers to a phone call. You'll be able to see the conversation in the system inside the leads tab. And you can even turn it off and jump in if you feel like you're ready to take over. So I got a question here from Julia, and I really appreciate everybody's response. Where do I find expireds? I will point out that, and so if you guys have answers to that one, that I'm open to hear it. Just put it in the chat panel. I can tell you, JJ here, she just looks in the MLS every day, and she looks for the expireds that she wants to reach out to. And then she has some other app to get their name and number, right? So that she can call them and do stuff like that. So we have another question here. So everybody, if you want to answer that question, where would you get expired leads? And I think I'm actually have a call with Scott tomorrow from My Plus Leads. And I think My Plus Leads has those kinds of people. And is it Red X has that as well? I'm not sure. Do you guys know here? Let me know. So Brenda has a question. Should we be doing the tasks on the marketing calendar daily? Yeah, Brenda. Yes, definitely. Especially if you don't have listings. Right. That's over here. And you should also be borrowing listings to do open houses every week. And you should also be marketing our expired marketing system every week, right? And if you watch those calls that I showed you on the YouTube channel, you will see that these people are doing it every week and they are picking up listings, and that's really where you want to be. Okay. So Julie, I didn't hear much about from other agents about what, how to get expired, but I think My Plus Leads has that and the MLS has that. I'm pretty sure that that's the case. So what have we talked about? Oh, we were kind of talking about ads. Okay. So we kind of went down that rabbit hole of how the ads work. But I want to point out one more thing about Facebook ads, and that is if you run an ad on a home that is sold or pending or under contract, the language is not designed to get buyer leads. It's designed to get seller leads. So let's look at this and see what that looks like, right? And you'll see it says, hey, another home is sold in your town where that home was sold. That affects your home value. Click here for your home value, right? And that's kind of it. You could just click that button and that literally is getting seller leads that are turning into listings for our clients, okay? That is actually the cheapest way of getting seller leads, is running an ad on Facebook. And let me kind of back up a little bit. So if we go to the ads, right? And let's talk about running these kinds of ads to get buyer leads, right? So a listing ad, we did an open house ad. Those leads cost about $5 each. So it doesn't matter if you put $35, $50, or $100, although if you do put more like $75, Facebook tends to give you a better price per lead, cost per lead. They give you leads at a cheaper amount, right? So if you run ads on a property that's for sale or open house, those leads often cost $3 each. If you run ads on a home that is sold, those leads often cost $7 each. Now, if you're running an ad on any of those PDF guides, those leads can cost somewhere between $10 and $12, even $15 each, right? So if you're running an ad on a PDF guide for homeowners and you're spending $10 to $15 per lead, you could also run them on sold properties and get those same leads for $7. Similarly, landing pages. Let's do a landing page ad. And I have one for Walnut Creek. And I'm going to type in the zip code so that the system will pull in sales data from Walnut Creek and auto embed it into the ad. We'll give it a second to do that. I see a new question. You can Google for different platforms that provide expired. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and Bizos, yeah. Brenda, so yeah, My Plus Leads, Vulcan 7 and Red X, yeah. So Julia, that's kind of Brenda's response, that My Plus Leads, Vulcan 7, Red X, these supply that kind of expired data. And then you can also Google and find out what's going on. So this here is a landing page I created for Walnut Creek. It's unique. And I always recommend putting a photograph of something that everybody knows in your town. So if you create a home value page, this is the mall where everybody goes. There's one big mall here and that's it. And that's the fountain where everybody sits and listens to music and this and that. Here's some sales data, right? And you can say, that affects your home value. Boom. So you could type in Walnut Creek over here and that would target that area, right? These kinds of leads, though, this kind of ad has been around for more than 10 years and these kinds of landing pages. And Facebook knows that agents love this kind of ad. So these are some of the most expensive leads, often costing between $12 and $15 each. Okay. So if Facebook is charging you $15 each, you're only going to get 3 leads with $50. Okay. So that's why leaning on the listings when they're sold, they're pending or open house or just listed, those are the cheaper leads, running listing leads. And I want to remind you that if you don't have your own listings, you want to go over here to add listing and talk to your colleagues and say, hey, is there an open house that I can do, that I can host for you? If they say yes, drop in the zip code, drop in the MLS ID, and pull it in, and it'll be sitting here just like this. And then you can run ads on it, or you can get the nearby homeowner letter. This is really important when you are thinking of a farm market, right? Like many of you, you live in one city, one town, your office is maybe 15 minutes away, and you'd really like to dominate your area, but you don't have listings there. So you talk to your colleagues and say, who has a listing in my town? Even if it's sold, because you can market it as sold, or you can market it as active. And you farm the area like that. How do we know when we get a response? How are we notified? Via email, Julia. And also, if you put on your profile, there is a section where the phone numbers are. And let's go see it. I'm not sure if it's a default setting anymore, but it says primary phone number, send all leads. We'll text those leads to you as well, right? But we email them to you. And if you connect your CRM over on your profile, which we talked about earlier, we'll put that, we'll drop the lead in there as well. One thing I want to say, we talked a lot of ways about capturing leads. Just so we're clear for each other, right? When we're running an ad, when you're running an ad in our system, and I mentioned, it's sponsored by your business page, and it's got a budget that you put there. That's a maximum you can spend. Okay, let's go do the open house. It's not going to just keep charging your credit card. It's just, that's not what it's going to do. We'll go look at it real fast. So you see that budget? Lifetime budget means that's the lifetime of this ad. You can only spend $35. Okay. So I just want you to know that. I also want you to know that when you capture a lead, whether it's for a paid ad or whether it's a free social media post or an e-flyer that you took or print, those leads go to you and you only. Okay. We're not selling them to 3 agents at once kind of story or any of that nonsense. If you use the tools and capture leads, you are the only one getting those leads. If you sign up and don't use our tools, you're not really going to capture any leads. You need to literally get in here and do some functions. Okay. Yeah, I think that's, and one more thing. When you have a $35 budget or a $50 budget or $100 budget, 100% of that budget is charged to your credit card. We're not taking a percentage of your money to do this. There are a lot of great companies out there that take a pretty substantial amount, but that's not our model, okay? We want to help you guys get more buyers and get more listings. And what we've been talking about today are the best ways to do that. Open house marketing is going to get you buyers and more listings. Expired marketing is going to get you more listings, and then you run ads and you get more buyers. Any questions about what I've been talking about here today? Let me think if there's anything I need to kind of jump on. Our dashboard is always kind of cool. After you do your setup, we always bring you to the dashboard, and you can kind of hit one of these two buttons. Do you need buyer leads or do you need seller leads? Either one, whatever you click, we're going to tee up all the tools that are going to help you, in this case, get seller leads. Okay. By the way, your listing presentation is right here, the generic one. You can run ads on Facebook. You can run ads on Google, right? Very easy. We have emails here that you can blast out on your client, on your leads, right? How does the CRM work? Well, I wouldn't call us a full-on CRM, Julia. We do have over here on follow-ups, we have email drip campaigns that follow up on leads. And frankly, they work better than many of the top CRM companies out there. If you go into leads, we have all your leads there, and you can actually add notes and, log your calls and things like that. And that's where you sign up for the AI text follow-up. Now, next year, we're at the end of 2025 here, we're going to be combining this into a pipeline, okay? And that's because we want to give you your hot leads, your hot buyer leads and your hot seller leads, and then give you a very simple way to log, your follow-up, whether it's phone calls, emails, or text, to log that and work those leads. For me, that's really all that people want in any CRM. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. CRMs that are out, they do a lot of cool stuff. Unfortunately, and I know from talking to realtors can't understand it. There's so much in a CRM they don't even use. And I think what realtors want is they want to capture leads and turn those leads into business for commission. And that's what this section is going to be in 2026. It's going to be a pipeline, and it's going to help you convert those. This is going to help you convert those, these email blasts right here, right? Short form video scripts can help you engage, stuff like that. But running ads, doing stuff like that is going to definitely help you grow your business and convert leads. So we didn't talk about landing pages, but let's go look at that real quick. We talked about it a little bit. In the beginning, when we talked about the setup wizard and we connected for social media auto posting, these are the pages that we auto default. We auto post your listings, and we auto post free home value, down payment assistance, and new construction. So you can turn that off on your profile if you don't want any of these. I do want to point this out. On this landing page, there's a pencil here on free home values. And if this does not look like your market, you might want to change the photograph. Over here where it says background, you can upload an image that looks more like your area. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, it might not look like that. If you're in Maine, it might not look like that. And I know parts of Florida look like this, but sometimes you're on the coast and you might want a nice coast shot, right? The point is, this particular page is auto embedded in all kinds of your tools, okay? Like this one. So you want to make sure that that looks like your market in order to get better results, okay? So you don't even have to touch that nearby homeowner letter. You just got to print it, and then you're pointing them to here. But you know, if you live on in any of those places I just listed, this might not look like your area, and this is going to work a lot better if it does. And so just click upload image, changes that out, you save it, you're good to go. Okay. Also, in terms of landing pages, I want to point this out. There's a green button at top that says create landing page. You can create a landing page for FSBOs, for expired listings, avoid foreclosure, short sale homes for sale. There's all kinds of things, even empty nesters, right? A lot of people are thinking about downsizing. So we actually have a landing page that you can create. I think I might have one over here already. Let's go look at that. You can just create it and it'll sit in your account. Let's go look at that and see if I have, if that's working right. Yeah. So once you've created a landing page, just like the PDF guides and just like an ad, you can run ads, you have print tools, and you have email tools. So there are a lot of tools to get out there and let people know the various aspects of real estate that you're here to help them with. And by the way, I know somebody asked earlier about the calendar. That particular landing page is going to be covered on our calendar. So definitely get involved with this if you don't have a lot of business. And I'm going to kind of wrap up. If you have questions, let me just remind everybody. You want to be running ads on Facebook with our software. You want to be hosting 2 to 4 open houses every week. And you want to work on our expired marketing, okay? We do live training 5 days a week. You can sign up for those classes right here. You can watch the recordings right here. And you can see what other agents are doing in our mastermind group right over here. Is there a generic version of a property website that can be sent to a lead? Yeah, actually, a lot of clients are doing that. So if you take the expired class, you'll see that you can actually create, we kind of did it before, but a lot of clients like to go here, create a listing presentation manually with like one of their best sold properties, right? And once they do that, I'll just kind of give it a second to do its thing, make it a listing presentation. You could put in, Jane Doe there, headline, address, and add one photo of that particular kind of tool. So I don't have it, but I should show you. We have a quote from an agent just 2 weeks ago who said she created the listing for actually an expired. Okay. But you can do this and just leave this in here so that once you've done this, and I've created one earlier, so let's go look at it. All of the marketing tools are auto-generated, right? This is the listing presentation here. So I made it for a unique property. And what this one agent did is she created it. She found an expired. She called them and then she sent them the flipbook version of their home. Okay, which is, give it a second, like that, right? We looked at that meeting call. And then after going back and forth, she sent them the single property website, which is auto-generated, right? All of these things are automatically generated. And she texted this to the homeowner. And the combination of this tool and the listing presentation got her a listing. The agent, you can see in the mastermind group, she's from New Mexico, right? The home is in New Mexico, but the homeowner is in Northern California. So she did this all over phone calls and text messages, right? So yeah, you can create a generic version. Some people are creating this unique listing as a listing presentation on one of their favorite solds. And there's all kinds of options that you can do, okay? Does that answer your question, Brenda? And I really appreciate you being here. But I'm happy to stay and answer any questions for you if you have any. Let's see. Well, yeah. Just so you know, if you're like working with agents or maybe you all have like a work group, we also have an affiliate program that you get 15% recurring on any agent who signs up on that link. You just need a PayPal deal there. Okay, that answered your question. Good, Brenda. Well, everybody. Oh, one pro tip since you're here. This is a special week for all of us in the US, right? We're going to have Thanksgiving on Thursday. And your competition on the following day is going to take a nap until spring. A lot of your competition. And when we talk about Facebook ads and we talk about the cost per lead, that lead cost is going to drop because your competition leads and the pricing for a lead is set in kind of an auction, right? Auction format. So are there 100 agents running ads just like you today? Well, because after Thanksgiving, that number is going to drop. And we have seen lead costs drop by 50% per lead. There was even a year where it dropped by 90%. So you were getting leads for 10 cents on the dollar. So if you're thinking of building up a database for next year and you want to do it with Facebook, your lead cost should drop. Okay. I hope that helps you. I don't see any more. Oh, you're welcome, Laura. Great information. Happy Thanksgiving. I already have an open house set for Saturday. Awesome. You got our, Laura, do you have our email? Do you know what to do with open house? Let me send everybody my email. I have an excellent email with one of our calls with Mathewson, who is a broker. He's got a large broker account with us down in Texas. He actually said something which I think is, kind of compelling. He said, hey, if I could get my agents to host 2 open houses every week, I could pretty much guarantee them 36 transactions a year, right? Which would be awesome to have 36 transactions, right? Here's my email, vince@listingstoleads.com. And if you want my open house marketing, or I have an email for that. And I have an email for expired, which has kind of everything you need. Just say you want all the emails, or if you just want the one. I also have one on how to create that unique listing presentation and also how to run an ad. And those ones are quick emails, right? Or quick videos. Thanks, everybody. I hope you all have a great holiday and enjoy Thanksgiving with your friends and family. We're going to be here. I know we'll be taking Thursday off, but I'll be around on Friday. If you need a team account, reach out to me. My contact information is on the webpage. Talk to you soon, everybody. Good luck. Get in our Expire group. Scott's going to be doing it through right here, 30-day challenge. He'll be doing it through February. This is honestly something that you need to have that and our open house marketing in your business all of 2026. You are going to have more listings from just doing that. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you, Brenda.